Today we will be discussing the top 5 biggest glow ups in Shonen. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Anime Sundays, the show where we talk about anime on Sundays, and I'm your host, Jared Ross. Some of you may be wondering, what is a glow up, right? I know in the Gen Z kind of millennial terminology, it can be referred to as a drastic change of improvement over a period of time. I know mostly in our common slang, it refers to mainly physical appearance. So in order to try to figure out what anime characters have had the best glow up, I feel like we should not only mainly focus on their physical changes, but also their mental, emotional, and changes in their skills over a time period that they may have in their show. So if your favorite character doesn't make this list, it's because I'm trying to prioritize both a major physical change and a emotional, mental, and skillful change. Also for this video, I'm going to try to exclude transformations. I know that a lot of times, you can kind of consider a transformation as a part of a glow up, but since they're so specific to the character and their abilities and maybe like the only thing that causes them to change drastically, I'm not going to try to include it in my overall decision making when picking these characters. So starting off at the bottom of the list at number 5, I have Sakura. Yes, Sakura Haruno of Naruto. Now before you skip the video, I genuinely think Sakura has had one of the best glow ups in anime, in Shonen. When you talk about young Sakura and OG Naruto, right? The complainer, the whiner, the prima donna, right? The one who's not really contributing, is always a nuisance. And you compare her to her latest version in Boruto, it's a complete 180. We're looking at a completely different person here. Now, I know in Shippuden, we see a lot of the fruits of Sakura's labors and trainings, coming out as well. We see the glow up on the rise, but even in Shippuden, she still caught a lot of hate. Her reputation was still kind of in the trash in the community. People didn't still think what she was contributing was enough. Even though I did like the moments where Sakura shined, a lot of people still didn't really see a difference between OG Naruto and Shippuden Naruto. But in Boruto, we have a completely different ninja. We have the lead medical ninja of the entire village, Tsunade's protege actually taking her place and observing her as probably a better medical ninja user, right? We know now that her combat skills are through the roof, right? And of course in Boruto, she doesn't have that many fights, but even that one fight with Shin and how she's training Sakura, you can see that Sakura's mentality as a ninja is completely different. It's really on some Jonin level, really Kage level thinking, maturity, even physically, when she was a younger girl in OG Naruto, even when I was young, I didn't really think she was the most attractive or the prettiest or the one Naruto should be fanboying over. But now in Boruto, she's grown, she's fine, she's bad, she's a great mother, and I just have grown to have a lot of respect for Sakura in Boruto. And I feel like even though she still gets the hate she does, her glow up is definitely one that needs to be mentioned. And the reason I say her glow up over like a Naruto's or a Sasuke's or even like a Lee or somebody is because I would say everybody in the community had hopes for these characters. Everybody knew that Naruto eventually would have a better glow up, and Sasuke and whoever. But even their glow ups aren't to me as drastic, at least physically, more than Sakura's. Yes, we know Naruto gets so crazy powerful. Yes, we know Sasuke gets more powerful, but you could argue that when they become Hokage's levels in Boruto, that they kind of glow down, at least in physical appearance. So in terms of physical change, skill, mental, and emotional progress, I feel like Sakura is definitely earned a spot at number 5 on this list. Okay, at number 4, I have Bomb or Yoru from Tower of God. I feel like Bomb's glow up is kind of like the precedent super glow up that we start to see now in a lot of common different new gens out. We know Bomb started out as this kind of naive, innocent, little, soft-hearted young boy that just wanted to climb the tower, fell in love with a girl, wanted to help his friends, and then after he got betrayed and learned he really had to get right, we start to see the great and drastic progression and change, right? He comes back, new drip, right? Fug drip on a Koski level, hair longer, he's stronger, there's a more mature and confident look in his eye, right? He can handle death a little easier. He can handle violence a little easier. And we see how much mastery he kind of has over Shinsui now, especially when he finds out that he's the perfect experiment in season 2, right? You know, and if you haven't watched Tower God season 2, I wouldn't say it's super amazing or like it's really drawing you in like maybe season 1 has, but it's still pretty good and I would check it out. But again, we know he's the 25th bomb. He's like the 25th experiment, I believe, made to kill Jihad, right? And we can see the fruits of the cultivation that went into making Bomb how nice he is, right? Of course, we got the glimpses in the old Tower of God when he, you know, he would lose control and you could see, okay, he's not like the normal regulars. But now in season 2, I feel like the glow up is severe. You know, even his own friends don't recognize him. And that's kind of what I'm getting at. I feel like when we talk about glow ups, the main ones in anime that stick out to me are the ones where the character transforms into like a completely different person, but really in their base, you know? Again, not just like going UI or Gohan Beast or even Okarun turning into a ghost, but really just changing as a person from the beginning when we see them to where they are now. Moving on, at number 3 on the list, I have Sunwo from Solo Leveling. I mean, I feel like, again, here, very similar to Bomb's situation, we have the weakest E rank hero, right? He's known as the bottom of the bottom, right? All he's doing in these dungeons is trying to stay alive, trying to provide for his family, really doing his best to just make it another day, right? Going, you know, almost immediately through his new regimen of training after almost dying into this all adapting super hunter that's climbing the ranks, you know, day by day. You know, we see they gave him that Saitama kind of makeshift workout. He's super swole now. He looks better in the face for some reason, right? Hair's getting shorter. And, you know, I feel like what's really big about Sung Woo's glow up is the mentality that changed with him for sure. You know, for example, we really see now that, you know, he has way more confidence going into battle. He's really willing to risk his life to get to the next level, to conquer these dungeons, to gain strength and do what's right for his peoples, right? And then of course we know in the manga he glows up even more, right, in appearance. So I feel like not having Sunwoo on this list is criminal. The man has proven time and time again that, you know, he is not the weakest E rank hero no more. He's climbing way too fast for us not to talk about his glow up. And again, the mentality and the physical change that he goes through, I feel like definitely has made him earn my top 3 spot for sure. Now at number 2 on this list, I have Simone from Gurren Lagann. Definitely one of the greatest glow ups we've ever seen, right? Starting again as a young boy who's just trying to make it out of his situation. He's learning these texts. He's learning the power of his drill, his Gurren, and he's inspired by this radical Kamina to do what they do on their adventures and really, you know, enjoy their life, take it to the next level, fight these battles that they fight. To go to being, you know, a universal character that's boxing with the anti-spiral, and you're also embodying kind of your mentor's swag, personality, and free spirit that he left you with. Yeah, I definitely feel like Simone has to be talked about. Again, his confidence changing, his mentality changing, his will to fight, his strength of never quitting. I definitely believe, especially on the level that he's fighting now, right? Universal battles going on, galaxies being thrown around. I definitely feel like he deserves a place on this list as one of the greatest glow ups in anime. Don't even have to speak too much about Simone, but I would say he's probably had one of the biggest upgrades in strength in almost any anime character, period. So I definitely feel like he deserves a spot on this list. And at number 1, I'm sure some of you have guessed it, I have Kobe the hero from One Piece. I mean, what can I say, right? I mean, starting out as a, you know, weak, you know, timid boy with dreams of being a Marine, but wouldn't even dare question the chores that were assigned to him, really probably could have been convinced to be enslaved to any pirate, to going to, you know, the hero that is really trying to, you know, take Garp's place in the Marines. Yeah, Kobe to me, I've always said has been one of the biggest glow ups in anime, right? You know, he meets a guy named Monkey D. Luffy and he becomes a completely new person. And to me, I feel like he's had one of the biggest physical glow up appearances because Kobe actually does look like a completely different person after his glow up. Like when he's a boy, we all know, we're like, okay, that's Kobe, he's cool. cool. But when he gets into his captain era and his marine era, really in his bag, we're like, we don't even know who this kid is, right? On top of that, you know, I mean, even what he did in the war, trying to stop, you know, a Kainu, and you know, how he was trying to, you know, help still free the people on Pirate Island. And then we really see the fruits of his labor, of course, when Honesty Impact, when he, you know, shows that he's not only just been training extra hard normally, but he's been putting extra work just to try to make his mentor proud and fill in the shoes that he feels like are probably being handed to him, right? I just feel like Kobe, you know, he hits all the checkpoints. You know, we never thought we'd probably see him gain this much strength so quickly, and he's really showing a lot of those leader qualities that we really hope will make him an admiral or fleet admiral in the future, so that maybe the Marines won't be so corrupt and so trash when, you know, running the One Piece world. So yeah, not gonna say too much about Kobe. If you look at the physical difference, emotional and skillful difference, I just feel like he hits all three of those categories in such a dramatic way that I have to have him at top number one. There are definitely some honorable mentions out there. A real reason I didn't say like a Naruto or Sasuke over Sakura is because I also feel like, you know, Naruto and Sasuke, we always kind of had high hopes for their glow ups. We always kind of knew that they were going to evolve and get stronger and get better, but even their physical attributions, their appearance, some would argue would have been a glow down. You know, people talk about Naruto's hairline all the time, how Sasuke really don't got that swag to him no more, and I felt like, you know, when you really look at Sakura's reputation and how she's perceived at first, hers was a little larger. Some other honorable mentions: Deku, Asta, Eren, all started out, you know, completely different characters than they are now in their show, and especially Asta too, getting way, you know, super strong as possible. I just think physically, in terms of appearance, again, they didn't change that much. You can make a good argument for manga Deku now that he's older and the manga's over, but I think the characters on my list changed a little bit more in all the categories. And of course, Boruto as well. I like Boruto's glow up, but I never really felt like Boruto didn't start out in a pretty good shape. He kind of had swag already. He was kind of already a protege. He had some skills, and of course now he looks a little bit colder and has like way more power, but I wouldn't say it's as drastic again. So yeah, y'all, those are my top 5 glow ups in Shonen. If you have any more people y'all would like to mention, please drop them in the comment section below. Make sure you like the video and subscribe, and yeah, we'll see y'all next Sunday.